I wish that I could just wish away my feelings, but I can't.
Sand hurts my feelings.
I don't like sand.
Hurts my feelings.
Haunted by thick sand in my very soul. Sand. Are you suffering as much as I am?
Sand hurts my feelings.
Tormenting me. I'm in agony.
Sand hurts my feelings.
I don't like sand.
Hello, and welcome to The Sand Hurts My Feelings, a Star Wars podcast from a Swiftie point of view. I'm your host, Alex.
And I'm your other host, Sarah. And today we are doing quasi-bonus episode of chatting about Padme.
And Life of a Showgirl.
Yes.
Life of a Showgirl has come out, and after our season, and we just did our previous episode on Leia, so if you haven't heard that one, go check that out. You could actually listen to the 3 Showgirls in a row now of Rey, Padme, and Leia, now with this coming out. So we will be very excited to have this coming out. And also, this is going to be coming out around St. Paddy's Day. So happy St. Paddy's.
Yes. Happy St. Patrick's Day.
Sarah's Irish.
I am.
I wish I was Irish, but I am not.
No, I am Irish. Embrace the roots.
Yep, she's embracing her fiery redhead roots.
Yes. I have not quite figured out the full celebration.
Oh, okay, yes. So I guess we haven't figured out the celebration, but the celebration will include something. We all know what that is, though. So, well, actually, it'll be nice to have that.
Yes.
Anyway, hello everyone. Jumping back in.
Star Wars
and Taylor Swift.
Yeah, let's just dive right in.
Okay, yeah, sure. And then we can talk a little bit about the next season after this, and then. But quick before we do that, just all my links / Sand Hurts My Feelings pod. All my links / the Sand Hurts My Feelings pod. Check it out. It has all of our information, all of our websites for Instagram, podcast links, Threads, Facebook, Blue Sky, all those places. We post out fun memes. That's what I mainly do on our Instagram. If you want to communicate with us, comment on an episode. Let us know what you think of our picks. Yeah, you think there's better choices? Any of those? Let us know. And also check out TeePublic and Redbubble, as there are a bunch of Star Wars, or we have some merch there if you want to support us.
Yeah, you can get thumbnails of the different episodes.
Yeah, on T-shirts or T-shirts or stickers. We've sold some stickers. Stickers are really popular. So yeah. All right. As you said, let's just dive in. So, Life of a Showgirl. Last time we matched,
which was amazing.
Which was fantastic, and had a really good discussion. I think it's one of our longer episodes.
It is, yeah.
Actually. But what do you think we will match today?
No?
I agree. I don't think we will.
No, we take some different perspectives on Padme.
Yes, we do have very different perspectives, which is good, and I appreciate you bringing out a different side of her to me, because I have a very narrow view of her that I'm trying to combat.
Sure.
But George has set me up for failure.
George. Well, I went first last time, so how about you go first this time?
All right, that sounds great. So my pick for my pick for Padme is Elizabeth Taylor.
I did not pick that.
You did not pick Elizabeth Taylor? Okay.
But I like the opulence connection between the two of them.
Yes, that's a big piece. So the Padme has been number 1, but never had 2. So she is asking if what she has with Anakin is forever. So when I say number 1 and she's never had 2, is she's never, and this is thanks to George, she's never been in charge of the Senate or anything like that, and also had a good partner. She's only had one or the other, because in the original, in the prequels, she's part of the Senate, and then the moment she gets a relationship, she withdraws. and becomes barefoot and pregnant.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, so, but she's asking Anakin, is this forever? So starting off with that again amazing intro spot of Elizabeth Taylor, do you think it's forever? Padme is asking Elizabeth Taylor, who she doesn't know, but anyway, if she thinks Anakin and her will be together forever. Then going on, that view of Portofino was on my mind when you called me at the Plaza Antennae. Ooh, oftentimes it doesn't feel so glamorous to be me. All the right guys promised they'd stay. Under bright lights, they withered away. But you bloom. Portofino was on my mind, and I think you know why. And if your letters ever said goodbye. So for this, Padme is thinking about she has tried to date and love other people, but only Anakin has stayed because of the brightness of the world that she lives in. As she goes into detail in the second, in Attack of the Clones, she says she has dated before, but it was an artist, and he didn't like the Senate piece and the glamour, and so he kind of withered away. And she dates or tries to, I don't remember, it's weird timing and stuff like that. I'm like, I don't know if she ever dated Rush Clovis. There's implied that they might have dated, or that he just wants to. I'm not sure
Or, like,
if he
there was an
wants to.
attraction,
There was an
maybe?
attraction or something that went on before we meet him in the Clone Wars.
Yeah.
But anyway, like, he withered away,
Mm-hmm.
and then is coming back now with Anakin. But so it's again as she says, it's oftentimes it doesn't feel glamorous to be Padme because she has such eyes on her, and the media and everything is constantly pushing against her.
Mm-hmm.
And then she says, so continuing on, I'd cry my eyes violet. Elizabeth Taylor, tell me for real, do you think it's forever? Been number one, but I never had two. And I can't have fun if I can't have you. Be my NY when Hollywood hates me. You're only as hot as your last hit, baby. I've been number one, but I never had two. And I can't have fun if I can't have you. And so this is, again, Padme asking Elizabeth Taylor, is Anakin for real? He seems to be for her and connected to her and loving of her at the end of Attack of the Clones, and then at the beginning of Revenge of the Sith. But he there's a couple times where he's just like, he wants her to be safe. He doesn't want her to go and be in politics because of all the, as she says, be my NY when Hollywood hates me. Like, when politics hates her, she goes home to him and kind of has him help her. And she's constantly trying to keep moving in the Senate and doing good things because she's, again, you're only as hot as your last hit. And so she's, if you're not doing things now, then you don't matter in the Senate as well as in the world. Then it continues, hey, what could you possibly get for the girl who has everything and nothing all at once? Babe, I would trade the Cartier for someone to trust. Just kidding. We hit the best booth at Muzu and Frank's. They say I'm bad news. I just say thanks. And you look at me like you're hypnotized. And I think you know why. And if you ever leave me high and dry, I cried my eyes violet, Elizabeth Taylor. And this is kind of the last bit I have up from the song. So I would say it's not my strongest link. But with this, like, she's, again, they say she's bad news. She's constantly pushing against the system. She's fighting back and trying to push against Palpatine's push for power. And so people are considering her not trying to protect the Republic. Even Anakin at one point calls her, like, you're sounding like a separatist. But she's trying to find somebody to trust. She's doing her best to do that. And then similar, that I think the first line of that, what I just read, was perfect. Of, hey, what could you possibly get the girl who has everything and nothing all at once?
Yeah, that line.
And that she has everything. She has all the money, everything that she could ever want, but she doesn't have a person to love her, a person to care for her, and to love her truly. Because, again, she's asking Elizabeth Taylor, is this forever? And it's not, because Anakin doesn't truly love her.
Yeah.
He loves the possession of her. and she does cry her eyes violet. She dies
Yeah.
because she's so sad. And so she was not lying when she told Elizabeth Taylor in this song, like, I cried my eyes violet if you ever left me.
Yeah.
And because she does, Anakin leaves her for his quest for power and possession instead of just running away with her. And that's what she's asking through this song constantly is, I've never had both. I just want him, and I have that power. That's all I want. I want you. I have everything else.
Mhm.
I just want you. And we know in the future, this is probably, to me, this would be her singing this. If this is Padme singing, this would be her singing this in the middle of Revenge of the Sith, because she's trying to figure out of, like, what do I'm trying to find somebody to trust. Like, he's running off doing things that I'm not understanding. He's claiming the Jedi have turned. She's just like, I can't believe that you're changing. I'm looking for somebody. I need you to be what I need you to be what you've said you've been, and he's not.
I do like that pick for Padme. I mean, yeah, just the whole, what do you get for the girl who has everything and nothing all at once? Because she has such an idyllic life, and she's put on this pedestal, and she's lonely.
Oh yeah, immensely lonely, especially in Revenge of the Sith. And I would say similar to, like, same kind of thing with Elizabeth Taylor, and I would say Taylor Swift's life, in the relation of that the relationship crumbles under the scrutiny,
Mhm.
and you're supposed to just deal with it, and just supposed to just be under that societal microscope. And Padme can't. She can't deal with it.
No. So that's just a good pick. I do. Do you see this being more for on the album Elizabeth Taylor or the acoustic Elizabeth Taylor, or is it kind of an equal for you?
I don't. I have not heard the acoustic Elizabeth Taylor enough. So this is the album
Sure.
one. I have not heard that. I think I've heard it once.
Yeah, you need more listens.
I need more listens on that one.
Sure. Alrighty. So my pick for Padme for Life of the Showgirl is Eldest Daughter. For listeners who haven't tuned into previous episodes, I am an eldest daughter, so I have a personal connection to this song. I know Padme is not the eldest daughter in her family. Her sister is older than her. I did fact check that.
Okay, because I was like, I don't know, is she? But yeah, she is.
No, I did fact check that.
Yep.
But I still think that this song fits her so well, and I think this song has both canon moments and meta moments for Padme, and I'll make that distinction as we go through.
Okay.
So, kind of the first chunk of the first verse, everybody's so punk on the internet, everyone's unbothered till they not, kind of going through, everybody's cutthroat in the comments, every single hot take is cold as ice. This sets the stage of the prequels. There is skepticism and deceit swirling. There are a lot of loud voices and no action. As Palpatine says, there's no civility, only politics. And Padme is targeted by the Trade Federation, and a lot of people dismiss those targets until there are death threats and kidnappings. Going back to the first verse, when you found me, I said I was busy. That was a lie. So when Padme and Anakin meet in Attack of the Clones after 10 years apart, I make that distinction, Padme resists. She acts like she doesn't want him and doesn't want the attention and affection, but she really does.
That was a really good connection.
Thank you. Meta connection, it's a bit of a farther stretch, but when we first see Padme in The Phantom Menace, we see great potential for her and her character, that she's going to be busy. And then as we find out, that was an exception, not the rule for Padme, and she gets more and more sidelined and, quote, less busy as the prequels progress. So the Padme that we see in Phantom Menace, thank you, George, is a lie compared to the Padme we get in the other two movies.
Ooh, you're coming with receipts. I love it.
Yes, I'm bitter on that one. I have been, so back to Taylor. I have been afflicted by a terminal uniqueness. I've been dying just from trying to seem cool. So Padme, quote unquote, has been dying a little each day since Anakin came back into her life in Attack of the Clones. And she's been trying to play it cool, but that's not who she is. She feels her emotions deeply and passionately, as we see with her work in as Queen of Naboo and in the Senate. She cares very deeply, and that holds true for Anakin. A little bit meta. Again, it's a stretch, but I want to say it because I feel it. The fans want more Padme. We like the fight and bravery and determination that she has in her. And then we have to grapple with the fact that she died of a broken heart. I've just been dying from trying to seem cool. It's hard to have such a strong character get fridged in such a stark way.
Oh, wow. We're coming for George today.
I've
This
learned
is great.
I've learned from the best.
Man.
I've learned from the best. So yeah, those are the two. Like, I think I have one more meta connection, but I was like, I felt that.
Sure.
And then we go into the chorus. And I'm going to say the clean version because I'm not going to swear. We're not going to make this one explicit. But I'm not the baddest, and this isn't savage, but I'm never going to let you down. I'm never going to leave you out. So many traitors, smooth operators, but I'm never going to break that vow. I'm never going to leave you now. So at her heart, Padme is a compassionate person. She is committed to her values and her beliefs, and she isn't the terrible person that the Trade Federation paints her out to be. She wants peace and she wants a simpler life than the one she has, but she feels compelled to serve, like many, an eldest daughter. The Senate is full of traitors and the galaxy is full of smooth operators. But Padme isn't going to let down the citizens of the Republic, and she doesn't want to leave anybody out and down. Second verse. You know, the last time I laughed this hard was on the trampoline in somebody's backyard. I must have been about 8 or 9. That was the night I fell off and broke my arm. Pretty soon I learned cautious discretion when your first crush crushes something kind. Padme had a very short childhood before going into politics. In her early days as the Queen of Naboo, that's when the invasion occurs.
Does it?
Yes.
I say, and I'm sorry to interrupt, but like, is that the early days of her?
It's like within the first year of her term as queen.
From
okay. E.K. Johnston.
Yeah. No, okay. Thank you. I'm sorry for interrupting.
But she becomes queen at 14, so she's had a very short childhood and doesn't get the chance to grow up normally and play before she is broken, tried, and tested. Padme learns quickly not to trust others to do the right thing or what needs to be done. She has to close herself off. One of the reasons she adopts the duality of Padme and Queen Amidala is to help make body doubling easier, but it's also an act and a mask that she puts on in order to get the job done. And then my favorite line in the whole song, every eldest daughter was the first lamb to the slaughter, so we all dressed up as wolves and we looked fire. I've talked about plenty with Padme about how her outfits are amazing. She looks fire, so we're just going to skirt past that one, but needs to be acknowledged. Padme is targeted throughout the prequels as both a queen and as a senator by being the target of the blockade as Palpatine begins his ascent to power. She is the first lamb to the slaughter in Palpatine's path to power. And then kind of going meta with it, Padme in the chronological order of episodes, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Padme is our oldest female protagonist, the eldest daughter. And George Lucas threw her away.
Truth.
She was the first lamb to the slaughter. Then we hit the bridge. We lie back, a beautiful, beautiful time lapse, Ferris wheels, kisses, and lilacs, and things I said were dumb, because I thought that I'd never find that beautiful, beautiful life that shimmers that innocent light, like back when we were young. Padme doesn't allow herself to fall for Anakin in Attack of the Clones initially because she doesn't believe she can have it. She downplays the attraction and the romance between them, but Anakin helps her feel like a kid again. He helps her relax and be herself. And to me, this kind of connects back to the pick that I had for Padme for Tortured Poets Department, which was But Daddy, I Love Him, because Anakin was Padme's only choice that was truly just for her and didn't factor in the people of Naboo or the people of the Republic or being a senator. That was just for Padme. And there's a lot of freedom in that. And then the last line I have is, every youngest child felt they were raised up in the wild, but now you're home. Anakin is an only child, so not the youngest, but an only child, but he was definitely raised up in the wild. First as a slave and then as an emotionally repressed Padawan in the Jedi Order. Padme is a home and a comfort to him, and she is happy to provide that to him.
Wow, yeah, that was a really good pick. I especially liked your I don't know if you did this on purpose, but your connection of Padme putting on like looking fire and having the mask and stuff like that.
Mhm.
And then you did the same you mentioned basically the same thing with Leia and her hair in Showgirl
I
last
did,
like
yeah.
and so like the connection of mother daughter kind of I like that connection of they both have two different personalities, one for the public and one for themselves. And the one for themselves is more sincere, more genuine, but the other one is a shield basically against the Republic, the Empire, all the bad people around them. So I like that connection.
I did not do that consciously.
That's what I'm talking about. It's just that's why I was like I don't know if you did it on purpose, but it's still really cool.
Yes. Yeah, there's a power to the way in which you dress that can give you confidence.
I guess. Well, and I'm going to jump back into the patriarchy stuff that you talked about in the last episode. Of like, I think it's cool, but it's also enraging that it has to be done to protect yourselves. Like they put it on as armor to
Yeah.
protect themselves.
Yeah.
And stuff like that. I'm like, and I know there's a lot of women in society today who do that. Of like they put on makeup, they put whatever they do to feel confident.
Yeah, like your
because
business suit is
like
your
the
suit of
business suit or
armor.
your suit of armor. You
Mhm.
were like, and like I know I do it even too of like putting on a mask walking out the door because you're just like I have to put on this imaginary suit of armor
Mhm.
to protect myself from the world because the world is a very unforgiving place.
Yeah.
And so, and not to relate it back to me, but like I know a lot of women do that, and because it is a much less safe place for them
Yeah.
than it is for any man. So,
Yeah, especially in a society that preys on caring and vulnerability.
right. So
Yeah.
I appreciate that being brought up, and so to me it's more of a mention on the society and the frustration I have and anger at society of how you can come up with that without consciously connecting them. And you're like, yep, that's just what women do.
It is.
Like
Yeah.
and that's the frustrating bit of like I think it's cool and powerful that they do it, but it's frustrating that they have to.
Yeah.
Like I don't want to take away from any woman feeling that they do that, but it's like the fact that you don't have a choice. You can't show your genuine self, or if you do, you'll get hurt. Like that's the angering part for me. So
I do have a BuzzFeed response.
ooh, we haven't had one of those in a while.
No. So, full disclosure, listeners, I did struggle a little bit to find a song for Padme at first. So I'm like, let's just do the BuzzFeed quizzes and see if that helps me. But I did not go with the one that BuzzFeed gave me. So BuzzFeed, when I took it from Padme's perspective, said father figure.
Absolutely not.
The justification they gave is in the past, you've trusted a lot of the wrong people. However, your loyalty can't be bought and you're strong enough to know when to walk away.
That's not what father figure's about.
I mean, trusting the wrong people, yes, but the other parts I don't.
What do you mean trusting the wrong people? No, it's not. Father figure, like that's the thing. Like to me, that father, like the father figure they're talking about. Like if they're saying father figure, they're talking about the person that Taylor's singing about. Of like the person that is about to get murdered.
Yeah.
Because of like that, like the father figure didn't trust the wrong person. They're like, hey, you turned against me. I'm used to this, but I can take you down.
Yeah.
Like that's not like, and walking away, like, okay, walking away as in murdering someone. That's a great thing. That's
No.
great thoughts there, BuzzFeed.
Hence why I didn't go with their pick.
No, very much agreed. Again, there's no wrong answer if it's well defended. So I apologize for my immediate response, but no, that is terribly defended.
No, the reason that BuzzFeed gave is not for Padme. But if you think it works for Padme, please let us know how.
Yes, please tell me how wrong I am and send us an email, thesandhurstmyfeelingspod@gmail.com, or any of our Instagrams, or comment on this episode. yeah, I'd love to hear if you think father figure is a good fit for Padme and the reasons why. That's the thing, the big reasons that I'd
Yeah.
be interested in.
Give us a lyric.
And
Give us a
yeah,
reason.
so
Let us know how you liked Elizabeth Taylor and Eldest Daughter.
yeah, what did you
as well.
think? Yeah, what did you think about that? What did you think about Life of a Showgirl? How did you think that went? Any comments? Any thoughts? Who you think we should do a character season on? Because next month and our next episode, we are now starting our season 4, and we will be going over Ahsoka.
I am excited to give Ahsoka her flowers.
Give Ahsoka her flowers?
Yes.
Okay.
But yeah, then we will need. So it'll take us a while to get through Ahsoka, but we will need a character for season 5.
We will. No, we'll keep. We've got lists of characters that we want to do. But if there's other people out there that are like, "Hey, do this one," they're like, "We didn't even think of that one."
Yeah, let us know.
We would appreciate if there's actually like a bunch of stuff about them,
Yeah,
or
please.
or not necessarily a bunch, because we would be open. I will fully say we both are not as into the like what's the new Fate of the Jedi. The High Republic. We are not into the High Republic.
We've read a couple of the books.
We've read a couple of the books, but not a ton. But if there's like really a character you're like you really want us to do,
We'll do it.
we're open to doing that.
Yeah.
Also, if you want us to do that, a way you could incentivize that is go over to our Ko-fi site and give us a cup of coffee, and we might be like, hey, we'll do this especially if you're giving us a cup of coffee.
Yeah.
Support the show, help us get better mics and stuff like that. So yeah, this has been a lot of fun, and we can finally put a pin and close the book for now on Padme and Leia, because I know there will at least minimum be one more Taylor album.
No.
Minimum.
Yeah.
But she's not going to leave it at 12.
No.
So
the girl's going to do her lucky number of album. Bare minimum.
And we will again come back to Leia and Padme.
Whenever she does.
Whenever she does. So
no rush, Taylor. Rest. You deserve it.
You deserve it. Enjoy your wedding.
If you're listening to this podcast,
that would be amazing.
Rest, and then secretly DM us that you listen.
Yeah, give us a DM. Just be like, hey, I support you.
We won't tell anybody.
Yeah, because we've got very few people who listen. We love you all who do, but we do not have a ton.
We do.
And we have even fewer who interact with us. So we're always looking. We've got one or two that actually talk to us, and we enjoy that.
It's good.
So yeah.
Anyway, thanks for joining us.
Thanks for joining us. Again, check us out, support us, rate, review, all that fun stuff. Get more eyes on the product. We're hoping to go to Des Moines Con this year. So we've already put in our review or our application. We'll see when we will get that back. But yeah, so we will see what happens. Thank you, everybody, and always remember,
may the Force be with you.
Forever and always.
May the Force be with you.
Forever and always.